Hello Malaysia, hello world. Apa khabar? Apa khabar? Welcome back to our ECM talk. I'm Rajesh Shahrul, your host. Last segment, we had Miss Aida sharing her thoughts on 5 conflict resolution styles. So for today, I have Kenny Ng here with me, a registered counsellor from a private counselling centre in Malaysia. So Kenny,
Hi.
apa khabar?
Khabar baik.
Welcome to ECM.
All right.
Let us look at this topic from a different angle.
Sure.
What is anxiety to you, Kenny?
I guess it's a feelings that often arise at very specific situations when there's a lot of uncertainty happens. I guess when we talk about conflict, and then we have in certain process or path of dealing with conflict, we do encounter anxiety too. So it's a very common, I would say, emotions that will arise when we are dealing with conflict. Right.
What does normally come first? There's the stress or the anxiety or both?
I guess, okay, this is my own opinions, yeah. I guess it usually happens with stress, right? Unless you have impromptu situations where it pops up and then you feeling anxiety. One of the example that I can give you is, for example, like today you wake up and then when you look at your phone and then suddenly you receive a message asking you to actually meet your supervisor in that sense.
That sounds very familiar. Anyway, yeah.
All right. So in that case, you have a lot of anxiety. So in that, probably you are not feeling so much of stress, but anxiety of what happening. What is actually, what would the supervisor want to talk to me? So that are more towards anxiety, I would say, as compared to stress. Stress can be something that external. For example, when you are meeting a supervisor, and then your supervisor start to tell you that, oh, you need to take up another assignment, and I need you to get it done by this month. Okay. So that created a stress instead of anxiety, because you have a deadline that you need to accomplish in that sense.
So somehow there is a differentiation between the two.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You can draw the line
Yep.
between the two. Yeah.
Yep.
What about fear? How do you differentiate the two, anxiety and fear?
Fear, I would say, you have a very specific objects or situations that will trigger you to get into what usually we call fight and flight responses, like whether you going and fight against it or actually running away. All right. So if you are using the animals, the conflict style, it probably will be shark and turtle. So fear usually trigger when you have a very specific object or situations that trigger you, and then you need to make a quick decisions. Either I become a shark or actually become a turtle. All right. Yeah.
So the animal in you is back here. I
Yeah,
see.
it's
Yeah.
back.
Okay. Yeah. Now, do you see it abnormal for us to have anxiety or fear in our life?
I guess to me, I always share with people that when I come along that it's pretty normal, or you can say perfectly normal, to have anxiety in our life, even though we have a very strong trends where they're coming with the idea of having a stress-free lifestyle. But in real life, I think you couldn't run away from facing anxiety or feeling anxiety. Yeah, in that sense.
It's always in there.
In there, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. It depends on the situation
Correct.
and how you resolve it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even when you look at as a children, as a child, if you get an opportunity to present on the stage or singing or competitions, you feel anxiety, and then,
This is what they call it, butterfly in the stomach.
correct.
It's always that feeling of,
Yes.
even though you may appear for the 100th time,
Correct.
but you always have this feeling of butterfly in the stomach.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Even you
Okay.
grow up, even like when you're elderly, you do have that anxiety. You do feel it, especially when it comes to like for elderly.
Yeah.
Probably it relates to issues such as health issues. When they are seeing the doctor, they're worried about their health conditions. Yeah.
How do you see we deal with anxiety in our normal day life?
I guess preparation would be very important. Like you prepare, you set the preventions, foundations for you to able to cope with that level of anxiety or stress even. So there are a lot of different ways that you can actually strengthen your fundamental on how you deal with anxiety. So some of it can be like meditations. So now we have a lot of classes, online teaching you how to do meditations, like mindfulness meditations, and also deep breathing. So these are some of the techniques or skills that you can keep in your pocket. So when you're encountering anxiety, then you can use that on the spot. And also friendship, you strengthen your social life. When you're feeling anxiety or stress, you can actually approach them. And venting is one of the way that actually you can release your emotions or stress. Yeah.
Do you see this being hereditary, so to speak, from someone having high stress level, high anxiety, short-tempered, etc., etc.? Does hereditary plays a role in this?
I guess yes.
It does.
Alright. It does. In that sense, even though we have like it's been a topic that is arguing in social psychologists, among the field, they are questioning whether it's nature or nurture, whether it's coming from hereditary or environment factors.
Correct.
I guess both play a role in that.
Both have its role.
Have its role in that sense. And we do have like some people, biologically, they're physiological, they are more sensitive towards anxiety.
Correct.
Yeah. So their physical response might be coming or kicks in much more faster as compared to other people.
Right.
So in that sense, when we are looking from a whole perspective, we might tend to say these persons are more anxious in that sense because of the physiological responses kicks in faster in that sense. Right. Yeah. But I do think both play a role. In it, yeah.
Okay. Whenever there are people, there always will be a conflict. Positive conflict management skills are an advantage in many situations, as conflict is inevitable, practically impossible to avoid. It is human nature to disagree, and disagreements are in fact healthy when approached correctly. Every conflict is different, and there isn't one technique fits all in solving each one. Each style has its own strengths and weaknesses that make it effective depending on the conflict it's used in. What do you think? Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you
for sharing with us on looking at this conflict resolution style from a different perspective. I'm Rajesh Shahrul, signing off. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to ECM Edu Channel Malaysia. Give us your views on this topic. We are waiting to hear from you. Until then, take care and stay safe, everyone. See you again soon. Bye.